Hey everybody, it's Patrick for Pat Paints Mini. Today we're gonna try a new format. We're gonna try to cover 4 bases in 4 minutes. So let's go.
Bloodball. This base is rather basic. We will try to simulate an American football field. To start, we cover the whole base with mud, here Styroland mud. Once dry, we will cover everything with Agrax Earthshape to help us give nuances to the different part of the ground. We will continue with dry brushing of 2 different browns. Start with the darker one and make the second one a bit lighter. We take out our wonderful rune brush to distribute the mixture of PVA glue and water before leaving all of this in the flocking. Once dry, I like to mark the lines with an old Chinese restaurant chopstick, gently dabbing the color on it. We add a little blood because, it's Bloodball, and there is the result. Temple in the jungle. This is the most developed base that we will be discussing today. We start by cutting a piece of styrofoam to make the base of the temple. Using a small file, I mark the lines that will form the stone in the ground. In the empty parts, I put some of our famous mixture of PVA and water, and I put sand. It's time to take out Seraphim Beatbox to see what we can use. I'm left with some snake, some skull, and a banner. In order to create the form of the body of the snake, since we only have heads, I take some green stuff and I try to roll something that may look like a snake. Once our little sausage is ready, we attach the head to it, and there we are, we got 2 snakes. We continue with different washes of oil on the temple floor to give a warm look, different bran and mud in muddy areas to give some variation in color. We take out our herbs, mosses, stems and other elements that we want to integrate to our base, and there we go, the jungle is done. Oxidized planet. We start by breaking some pieces of stone and arrange them as we want on the base. We fill up the holes and we cover a part of the stone with sand that we glue on with PVA and water mix. Once everything is dry, we undercoat everything with black and make a white zenithal highlight with white ink. Once the ink is completely dry, we use some yellow and red ink to give it some color. You can use both and mix them together to have different variation of colors from yellow to red, with orange in the middle, of course. Once everything is dry, an oil wash, some dry brushing, some pigments, and there you go, the red planet is ready. Urban base. I take some cork and lay it as if we're dealing with a road cut in 2. We can insert some metal rods, here brass and iron, to show the damage in the road. I damage the top of the cork to simulate craters. After the black undercoat, I paint the base with different gray and black to give a concrete appearance. I do a light dry brushing, then an edge highlight on the broken parts to give a little depth. Using masking tape, I dab gently a yellow line, trying to keep the paint on the surface and not in the recesses. Finally, I use some black pigment to simulate the different damages of the explosions, and we finished with the last base.
And there you go, you got the 4 bases in 4 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and if you want some more details on one of the 4 bases, just leave it in the comments and maybe you're gonna get a tutorial on my website. See you next week.